I suggest you study this.
The views and opinions expressed on the Faygoluvers Podcast do not necessarily reflect those of us here at Faygolovers.net. Some episodes may contain disturbing content. Discretion is advised.
And, mad love to, the Replicon crew and Scotty D. Man, oh man. I love it that he got mentioned and, the Dark KG, that tied into so much bonus, flavor from Jump. And, that always is how it works. So, to tie it all together, I remember saying, I said to Scotty D probably 4 years ago, listen, brother, what do you think, honestly, about politics and becoming president? And he looked at me and said, Vinny, I'm not into politics like that, but that's an honor and a huge statement. I know you speak from your heart always, whatever. So now after the march, I got to talk to Scotty D and, quite a few times. And he's like, so I said, how about 2020? And he looked at me and said, Vinny, as soon as I get over my stage fright, you know what I mean? As far as the stage, but the speaking. But it's funny that the first time I said something to him, he's like, oh, hell no. I love this guy and everything that he does. But damn right that the day that he took CEO of Faygoluvers, we all benefit from it. And even after I give this intelligence to the guy that I'm working with tonight about Hallowicked, he comes back 10 minutes later and he's like, well, this room's going to have this and this room's going to have that, and there's all this flavor. And I'm like, how the fuck did you find this out in moments? Right. And he holds up his phone, and just like the rest of us, Faygolovers, Vinny. Right. Awesome. That's right. Thank you for the hat, Scotty. That's right.
Faygolovers. Faygolovers. Faygolovers.
What's up, Juggalos, and welcome to the Faygoluvers Podcast. Today is October 8th, 2017. This is episode number 24. I am your homie Roscoe, and I'm going to be your host for this episode of the podcast. Today on the show, we have Magic Ninja Entertainment's newest signed group, Last American Rock Stars, LARS, comprised of King Gordy and Bizarre, for those of you who don't know. I just want to say that I'm extremely excited to get the opportunity to interview both of these ninjas. This interview is huge for me. In the interview, we speak on being signed to Magic Ninja Entertainment, we speak on working with Twiztid, we speak on Juggalos, we speak on the new album and the new mixtape, and a whole lot more. Definitely stick around for that. Also, I just want to say that this is going to be the Faygoluvers Podcast version of the interview. There's going to be an exclusive version of the interview released a little bit later on. I was going to release that before the episode of the podcast, but time got the better of me, so keep your eyes peeled for that coming soon, ninjas. Also on this episode, we have our homie DC Faygo Guy of Spirits of the Dark Carnival. He has his own YouTube channel. He's also a part of Spirits of the Dark Carnival, as I've just said. I'm sure a lot of you ninjas are familiar with him. We go over Spirits of the Dark Carnival, the origins of the DC Faygo Guy, the Juggalo March, and some speculation, once again, on the upcoming 4th Joker's card of the second deck. Definitely stick around for that. Brittany Gannon, aka Ghetto Rida, has been found. For all you ninjas that were posting shit up, we really appreciate that. Actually, on the last episode of the podcast that I released, I recorded it that day, and I reported that she was still missing, and I gave the description and all that good shit. She had actually been found by the time I posted the podcast, so a lot of ninjas that were listening in on that, hearing that she was still missing, I apologize. She was found, and she is in good health. Everything is good. Dope. I got some stale news that I got to report on, ninjas. Our comedian homie, Ralphie May, has passed away at the age of 45. He had actually been battling pneumonia for a few weeks. He'd canceled a handful of shows leading up to him passing away. Scotty D was saying that at the 2012 Gathering of the Juggalos, you may have had the privilege of seeing him rock the comedy tent at 1 in the morning, and that was personally his favorite time to see him live. But he was also lucky enough to see him live just a few months ago when he came to do a show in Dallas, and he says that he had never laughed so hard at a live comedian, and that he was brilliantly funny. Rest in peace, Ralphie May. You will definitely be missed, homie. Alright, so there's just a couple more things that I gotta plug here, and then we're gonna get into the new segment of the show. Starting off, Chapter 9 and 10 of the docu-series 20 and 17 is now available for your listening pleasure. Chapter 9 is titled Gathering of the Juggalos, and Chapter 10 is titled Bizarre. Brandon Ward is fucking schooling shit on the 20 and 17 podcast. Hit up the link in the show notes if you want to check that out. One final thing that I want to mention, and this shit is fucking dope. You heard the sound clip at the beginning of the show of Vinny the ICP Kid talking about Faygoluvers and Scotty D. That was from the Juggalo show, the most recent episode of the Juggalo show that aired on Psychopathic TV. Before that, though, Rob Jumpsteady was actually giving Scotty and Faygoluvers mad props and even dives into the history of Faygoluvers a little bit. We got a sound clip for you. Check it out.
I want to bring up Faygolovers.net.
Okay.
So now I had to do a little research on this, but in 1999, a guy whose alias was Faygolover basically started Faygolovers.net.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Scotty D took it over in 2001.
Okay, so this guy doesn't exist no more? Or?
Well, he's I guess he's from what I was told,
unknown.
He runs a merch production company now or something. He's still around.
But, okay.
But yeah, he just didn't want to do the day-to-day, like the time that it takes to run the site. And I think when Scotty D took it over, like he basically has a network of ninjas that like run the site.
Yeah,
so he doesn't post everything himself.
Right. No doubt.
I'm under the impression the Faygolover, that guy, he was posting everything himself, running the whole site.
It's very raw.
So Scotty took it in a new direction where there's a bunch of writers on there,
Right, and photographers too.
Yeah. Now over the years, Faygolovers has been my go-to source to even find out what's going on in Psychopathic Records sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because we don't always have the greatest communication. So I'm like, what's going on at Psychopathic? Let me check with Faygolovers.
Right.
Okay, cool. We got a show coming.
Oh, we got a show Friday. Okay.
So no, I love Faygolovers for a lot. Now Faygolovers ain't perfect. I mean, sometimes they post just especially recently is a merch, is a t-shirt like a story? No. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I feel like some of their posts, like their writers are, whatever. They're
scrambling to get something up, maybe?
Or just really supportive of certain groups, you know what I'm saying? And showing them extra love where it's not even really a story, but they're posting shit.
I got you.
So they're not perfect. Nothing is. Like Psychopathic has made plenty of mistakes, believe me, throughout the years.
Oh, they'll remind us.
But bar none, and Faygolovers is like one of the greatest moments in Juggalo history, and they've been around forever.
From the launch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Their neutral standpoint, like a journalistic flavor, I feel for the most part is intact.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
your one-stop location for the underground.
Right, and they've been supporting underground music, you know what I'm saying, since the beginning.
Even underground podcasts, they support our whole scene, our whole world.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt. And
I'm not taking away from the other sites, okay?
No.
But Faygolovers to me is like the site. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and let's be real. The other sites would agree with. They have to agree with that.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, let's keep it real. And like you said, like you said though, an unbiased subjective of news is on there.
Right, sure.
I agree.
And the thing is like I no offense to the other sites, but like a couple times I gave this, like something would happen, we would drop something, right, or something in some news or whatever, and then I would go to Faygolovers. All right, it's up. I'd go to the other sites, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, well, Faygolovers is on it.
Right,
like their ninjas are like on it. Like they have those search engines where as soon as some shit happens, it like pops up. I don't even know.
Everyone's getting a text.
You know what I'm saying? Like anytime, like they have search words. Anytime ICP's mentioned, Twiztid's mentioned, Blaze is mentioned, or whatever, it's like it pops up and then they put it down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So. And Scotty D, man, what a fucking great human being.
What could you say bad about Scotty? He's the greatest, man. And I'm proud to call him a friend all these years later, man.
Right.
I really am.
And he's a juggalo through and through.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And has a love. Go ahead.
You guys know that the way Scotty D got down with the clown was a tape being given out at his high school or whatever.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So yeah, it was probably
Or even
in
at his
Texas.
friend's high school, whatever it was.
It
He
was-
got a tape. There was a result of that Dallas, Texas street team activity.
it was probably me. I'm serious. I'm dead ass on that. But anyway, Faygolovers.net for sure goes down as one of the greatest things that ever happened in Juggalo history.
Very dope. Thank you so much, Jumpsteady. Thank you so much, Psychopathic Records, Psychopathic TV. I love being a part of Faygo Lovers, the Faygo Lovers Network, and when you get props like that, it's just fucking undescribable. Ninjas, we have LARS on the podcast. Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck your baby daddy. That's my last thing. Fuck your baby daddy.
I
Hood shit. Everywhere I go, they be like, Chimo, you the nastiest. Catch me in your city, I'm spreading them deadly pathogens. I don't think you wanna go toe to toe with the African. Honey badger, I will fuck up your pursuit of happiness. Mom was a meth head, I was breastfed kerosene. A spit of 16 that'll haunt the fucking devil's dreams. Look, it's the Chimo kid, isn't he special needs? Watch out, he's finna hit you with a fucking shovel. Bing! This is my block, you niggas better leave. I turn Magneto and start lifting metal things. The fucking filth is back to settle things with a track to make the ratchet bitches in the ghetto sing. I make music for the savages and animals. This the type of music they blasted before they blasted you. Shoot a bullet at me, I'll catch it and give it back to you. You can't kill what's already dead, that isn't practical. Scatterbrain, all I think about, exterminate. Kill whatever I fuck, slut, let's fornicate. Got results from my STD test, sorta late. They're positive, like the songs my nigga Jeff Turner made. JT, what up? The industry told me I'm bad business. Ain't shit funny about me, and this ain't a rap image. Nah, say my name enough times, I'll instant transmission to wherever you live and just give you an ass whipping. You ain't think I had the bars? I done left so many faggots scarred and fit so many dead babies in plastic jars. I should have an Xbox achievement for crashing cars. I wage war from here to the planet Mars. If you feel like I fell off and switched up, get on both knees, take my belt off and lick nuts. When did it become cool to be a sick fuck? When I spit filth and everybody bit the shit tough.
Fuck you! When I'm screaming, fuck you! Middle finger in the air, and all I wanted to hear was you screaming, fuck you too! I'm running this stratosphere in a brand new atmosphere. I wanna go and shoot.
So here's some real stale news that kind of leads into some good news. We'll see. So I think it's safe to say that everybody has heard about the tragedy that happened a couple weeks ago in Las Vegas and is both shocked and appalled at the senseless acts of violence that occurred. It was the deadliest mass shooting in modern history of the United States, killing 59 concert goers and injuring hundreds. Then you got people on social media who thinks it's witty or edgy to make fun of the massacre because killing dozens of Americans is fucking hilarious, right? One thing that really struck a nerve with Scotty D, and I'm sure the rest of the Juggalo community, was a screenshot that was sent to him from a friend, actor Nick Princip, who some of you may know from American Muscle, Laid to Rest, or Chrome Skull. You can actually check out his Internet Movie Database page to see more shit that he's in. Made some extremely fucked up comments concerning tragedies like the shooting in Vegas and Juggalos. Here's what he said. At the giant risk of sounding like a dick, all of these horrible attacks, and no one attacks a Juggalo show. I don't think I'd be remotely upset. Apparently this was actually posted from his personal Facebook page where he apparently has friends of Juggalos, apparently because one of them sent a screenshot to Scotty. His Nick Princip like page on Facebook has nothing like that, but honestly, nothing is anonymous once you post it online. The fact that he despises Juggalos so much that he wishes his death upon us is something that Scotty does not take lightly, something that I don't take lightly, something that Punk Rock Juggalo doesn't take lightly, I'm sure, something the rest of the Juggalos probably don't take lightly. Maybe he missed all the positive press about us from the March that showed what we're really about. Maybe he just has some extremely skewed stereotypes of us ingrained into his tiny pea brain that hasn't actually met any of us before. I know that I don't personally like country music either, but I don't wish death on any of its fans, and no rational person would. So even if this was meant as a joke, and if it was, it bombed horribly, we figured that it was worth putting out there so that you, the Juggalo, can choose whether or not you still want to support this ninja. I'm personally on some fuck that guy shit as well, but you can draw your own conclusion. When we originally posted this up on Faygoluvers.net, we also posted up the link to his fan page. A mad amount of Juggalos hit up his fan page and started commenting, letting him know what they thought of his comments. Well, here's an update on what went down. He came back and started talking mad shit on Juggalos, which isn't really a fucking good idea. So anyway, Scotty D decided to send the post over to George Vlakis so that he could take a look. George Vlakis of Magic Ninja Entertainment. Because he knew that he was going to be in the same building next weekend as this ninja, and he figured that was something MNE needed to know about. He said that they did see the post and that they were outraged by Nick's comments. Nick had even said that he was friends with Twiztid, spelled Twisted, by the way, while defending his bad joke on Facebook posts. You can trust us when we say that they do not consider him a friend, said George, and they told them that they were going to do everything in their power to make sure that this guy was not at Rock and Shock. So he contacted the event organizers in the middle of the night and told them what had happened. After a few back and forths, Nick Princip was officially removed from the bill. Fuck yeah. The flyers are even going to be updated and everything with his ass removed. George had to say, "It disgusts me that this gentleman thought it was funny or appropriate to wish harm on our Juggalo family. Fuck him for that." Our sentiments exactly. Also, Scotty D posted a public post to his Nick Princip fan page before he removed it, saying that Juggalos are everywhere, and if he didn't cut this shit out, he would be blacklisted from several different outlets and events. Nick said that if Juggalos were involved, that he didn't want to have anything to do with them at the event anyways. So we were basically saying, be careful what you wish for, homie. I honestly don't know why this guy would talk shit on so many of us who go to these conventions that he's a part of. I mean, Juggalos are fucking horror movie fans, man. They go hand in hand. So a big thank you to all the Juggalos who were hitting up his Facebook page and letting them know how they felt. And thank you to George Vlakis and Magic Ninja Entertainment from getting his shit pulled from Rock and Shock. Our homies, the last American rock stars, King Gordy and Bizarre, who, of course, we have on this episode of the podcast, have announced that they're going to be releasing a mixtape titled Foul World, and that's going to be dropping on October 30th, Devil's Night. That was originally announced in the interview of this episode. Unfortunately, they were able to post the news online before we were able to release the interview. So, stale. Either way, keep your eyes peeled. October 30th, Devil's Night, dropping on MNE, that Foul World mixtape. Tech Nine and Strange Music have made headlines on TMZ. Apparently, at some point last year, Universal Music Group started a subsidiary called Strange, spelled Strainge, very clever, which Tech claims is a direct ripoff of he and Travis's imprint, Strange Music. They claim it was intentional and used to deceive fans into thinking they're buying into the snake and bat. Here's what TMZ had to say. Hip-hop artist Tech Nine is adamant. There is no I in Strange, no matter what a rival record company wants you to think. According to a new lawsuit, the Caribou Lou rapper's independent record label Strange Music, founded with a business partner in 1999, is being ripped off by another label that popped up in 2016 with a strikingly similar name, Strange Entertainment. According to the docs, Strange was created under the umbrella of Universal Music Group to cause confusion with hip-hop fans and undermine the years of hard work done by Tech Nine and Strange Music. Tech claims consumers constantly get Strange Music's artists mixed up with the Strange label on social media due to Strange's intentional marketing deception, and it's hurting his brand. Strange Music is suing Strange for trademark infringement and wants the label to change its name and destroy everything with Strange on it. Tech Nine also wants any profit Strange has made off the name.
Shit, my jeans rip, my homies hold XXL magazine clip, the heat spit like...
Got some Hatchet Warrior news for you ninjas, some ABK news. ABK's Kill a Double Features is now available for pre-order. This is the second installment in ABK's Kill a Features series and is going to cost you $7.99. It's scheduled to ship out October 13th via Native World Inc. Hit up the link in the show notes to pre-order that shit, ninjas.
Yeah, you old pussy ass, cake ass, punk ass, trick ass, suck ass, fuck ass, thick of them food ass, KY jelly packing ass, nigga. You better get your bitch ass up off the street, nigga. You got 5 seconds to get your hating ass up out here because there's some trill ass niggas in this.
3-6 Mafia has turned down a $500K reunion show offer. Holy shit. So recently, DJ Vlad interviewed DJ Paul and they discussed a possible 3-6 Mafia reunion. DJ Paul said that he and Juicy J had been offered $500,000 to reunite as the 3-6 Mafia, but turned it down because the timing isn't right. Here's what was posted up on DJBooths.net. The odds that Outkast delivers a brand new studio album anytime in the near future are slim to none, but Big Boi and Andre at least got together in 2014 for a reunion tour. As for Juicy J and DJ Paul of the 3-6 Mafia, don't hold your breath. In a new interview with DJ Vlad, Paul revealed that the pair had turned down sizable offers for one-off reunion shows. "We get offers every day to do it," Paul told Vlad. $500,000 just for me and Juicy. Given the importance of being able to generate revenue through shows and merchandise in 2017, why would Juicy and Paul turn down such a lucrative offer? "We want to do it when the time is right," Paul continued. "If we do it, we want to do it when the time is right." In addition to time, Paul explained that the location of a potential show, as well as the venue, will play a critical role in the decision-making process. Paul also confirmed to Vlad that while he and Juicy haven't worked together since 2010, 2 years after their last studio album, Last to Walk, the two still speak on a regular basis. Alright ninjas, we actually have a sound clip of that interview that he had with DJ Vlad, and you can check that out right now.
Any chance of a 3-6 Mafia reunion? I know I ask this every time, but I always get kind of an interesting answer.
Never know, man. Never know. Never know, man. Never know.
I mean, imagine that tour.
It'll be crazy.
It'll be a lot of money.
Crazy. They offer us all kinds of money every day to do it.
Really? Like, what's the most you've gotten offered for a 3-6 Mafia show?
$500,000.
$500,000?
$500,000.
But it would have to be you, Juicy, and Gangster Boo.
The $500,000 was just for me and Juicy, but
just you and Juicy. Okay, all right. Because Gangster Boo was not in the original.
She was in 3-6 Mafia. Yeah, she was in the original.
Oh, in the original group. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, she was in the original 3-6.
Okay, but they just
the original 3-6 Mafia was me, Juicy, Lord Infamous, Crunchy Black, Gangsta Boo, and Coop Stanika. Rest in peace, Coop.
Okay.
So that was the original 3-6 Mafia. There was 6 of us.
Okay, but they were offering $500,000 to you and Juicy.
Yeah.
So that's $250,000 apiece.
Yeah.
And Juicy don't want to do it.
No, we want to do it when the time is right. You know, if we do it, we want to do it when the time is right.
$500,000. Isn't the time always right for $500,000?
I have some news that's going to make a lot of ninjas excited. Check it out. Psychopathic Records has finally announced plans for this year's Hallowicked Clown Show. This year's event is going to be Psychopathic's Super Spooky 17 celebration. It's set to kick off at 2 p.m. on October 31st, Halloween Day, and is concluding at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's going to feature, check it out, it's going to feature ICP, ABK, Vanilla Ice, Isham, Light, Big Hoodoo, Ouija, Zug Island, Misery in the Spanish Side, Motown Rage, and Project Born. And if you don't know, all them ninjas at one point or another have all been signed to Psychopathic Records. Just a hint of freshness for you. Also featured is going to be JCW Wrestling, Juggalo Gladiatorial Combat, Moonbeams After Party, DCG Tournaments, Basketball with Celebrity Ghosts, Non-Stop Horror Movies, music by Mikey Clark, DJ Clay, and Kuma. Hosts are going to include The Rude Boy, KG Kevin Gill, and Jump Steady. All this is going to be going down at the Russell Industry Center in Detroit, Michigan. You can hit up the link in the show notes to purchase your tickets right now, homies.
Take a slingshot, playing a rock in this skull. In full control, he doused the big in petrol. Then call Metro for the show. A burning big hanging from a fucking telephone pole. No, that's like me, cause I don't know a soul. No, a single soul. I'm the only.
Yeah. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, nigga. Look where I'm from. Detroit, Michigan. Miami town.
So here's even more stale news. Been a lot of stale news on this episode of the podcast. I apologize. This is pretty fucked up. During the most recent video shoot for LARS, they were shooting a music video. Someone actually stole the main video camera that the team was using to shoot the entire video. Due to the camera being stolen, the entire video shoot is in jeopardy. Lots of time and money are going to go in the trash if the camera is not found. The camera had all the footage on it. So far, there haven't been any leads or hints, but Bizarre has posted a Instagram video offering a $3,000 reward to anybody that can return the camera. Check it out.
Yo,
First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to all the people that came out to the LARS video shoot this weekend. It was dope. We had fun. But we have a little problem. Someone stole the camera from the venue of the whole video. So all that work we put into the fire trucks, the ambulance, the midgets, all that shit, all that production is gone now. We need that camera back, man. So we're offering a reward of $3,000 for anybody that got information to the camera. I don't give a fuck. You can leave an anonymous. You can DM me. You can, however you want to do it, man. We just want that camera back. We need that footage, man. Holler back at your boy, man. Bizarre, LARS, bitch.
We're going to end off our news segment here with some, what I think is some fresh news. It's not really music related, but it's definitely Faygo related and also Nintendo related, so to me, that makes it Juggalo related. I don't know if this is true or not, or if Faygo is just fucking around, but they have revealed that there is a hidden Faygo Easter egg in what looks like the Super Mario's video game for the Nintendo Entertainment System that has yet to be found. It could also be in any game in the Super Mario All-Stars, the one with the Super Mario World. Also, as that game came out in 1993 when this promotion that I'm talking about actually went down. But honestly, ninjas, I have no fucking clue. It could be in any Mario game. I have no fucking clue. That's just my speculation. On Instagram, this is what Faygo had to say. They say, what would you say if we told you there was a Faygo Easter egg in the game that no one has found to this day? But they say the game, and they mean Mario, but they don't say which specific game. But check this out. Back in 1993, Faygo teamed up with Hollywood Records to promote what I thought was a dope film when I was 8 years old, the Super Mario Bros. Film, and they released 4 limited flavors of pop. They had Luigi Berry, Yoshi Apple, Princess Toadstool Cherry, and Mario Punch. If you hit up the link in the show notes, we actually have an image for that. But back to the game. If any old school gamers like myself find anything relating to Faygo in any of the Mario games, please drop us a line, let us know, because I'm going to be extremely disappointed if it's a non-Juggalo that discovers this shit. Alright, homies. We're going to get into our interview with DC Faygo Guy, and then we're going to get into a commercial break. And when we get back from that commercial break, we're going to be speaking with King Gordy and Bizarre, the last American rock stars. Stick around.
DC Faygo Guy. So you fell and busted your ass face first. The longer you're down there, the longer shit is passing you by. Get the fuck up. Get with it. Dust your fucking
Welcome back. I am here with DC Faygo Guy of Spirits of the Dark Carnival. How the hell are you, brother?
I'm doing really good. Super proud to be a Juggalo right now.
Hell yeah, brother. I hear you on that, man. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, man. No problem.
So for people that may not be familiar with DC Faygo Guy, you're repping the Spirits of the Dark Carnival. So what exactly is the Spirits of the Dark Carnival?
Spirits of the Dark Carnival originally started off as a collaborative channel on YouTube. Since then, they've branched out, and I know Beastmaster has a goal to cover every form of social media. He's even got a Snapchat. We got a new website. We've got Twitter, Instagram, of course, Facebook. We've even got a group on Facebook for people that aren't members to just come in and kick it with us and talk to us on a personal level called Ninjas in Action. So, I mean, we've got various forms now. And basically, Spirits of the Dark Carnival is just Juggalos coming together and sharing this awesome passion of being a fucking Juggalo.
Dope. And were you there from the very beginning?
Actually, I was not. To my knowledge, they formed in late 2011, I think 2012, somewhere in that area. I didn't start making YouTube videos on my own until 2013. And about 6 months into my own YouTube channel was when I got contacted by Beastmaster and Scotty Two Balls to join the channel.
Hell yeah. And now you're a major part of that. I'm just speaking from my own experiences from watching Spirits of the Dark Carnival videos.
I've definitely done my best to earn my keep, so...
Right. So you do have your own YouTube channel, though. That's the DC Faygo Guy?
Correct.
Right. And I wanted to specifically ask about that name. That's DC. That stands for Dark Carnival?
Correct.
So it might be pretty self-explanatory, but where does that name come from, then, the DC Faygo Guy?
The DC Faygo Guy, actually, because a lot of people, they'll see me in videos not even drinking Faygo, or they'll point out that I have to drink Faygo. The concept of DC Faygo Guy is more than just Faygo. The idea came, we're talking 2005. I was wanting to make a new Yahoo email account, and I had just happened to watch The Cable Guy, and the idea kind of came to me of, what if I worked for the Dark Carnival and I delivered Faygo around to the different places? I'd be the Dark Carnival Faygo Guy. I just kind of threw that together, DC Faygo Guy. It used to be all lowercase at one point. Now I know my channel, I changed it to have all caps. I don't know, it looked better, but it's been stylized different ways. A lot of people didn't realize what the DC was. Actually, a lot of people thought I was from Washington, D.C.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons my Facebook page actually says Dark Carnival Faygo Guy. It's kind of a, hey, this is what it was all along, in case you didn't know.
Speaking on DC, have you been following the Juggalo March over the past year?
Oh, definitely. I actually switched to third shift this week, and I needed to go to bed at like 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I looked at my girlfriend and I said, there's no fucking way I'm going to bed right now. We ended up staying up pretty late watching all of the live streams. At one point, I was watching Faygoluvers. I had CPN on YouTube in another window, and then I had there was another ninja that was posting in another Facebook group, as well as TJ was doing some Spirits of the Dark Carnival live streaming. I was all over trying to just stay there as much as I could because I couldn't make it.
I hear you, man. I actually brought my daughter to a Paw Patrol meet and greet, so I'm literally watching my watch, thinking, okay, right now this concert's going on. Okay, now they're doing the march. Okay, right now ICP's giving their speech. But I knew I wasn't there to do it, which was fine. I didn't start to get antsy until I was actually on the way home. But
yeah, definitely. We went to this event that they have in the nearby town, and we were heading home. It was like almost 1 o'clock, and I'm like, oh shit, we're cutting it a little close. But they were a little late, but if you know ICP, they're always a little late, so it worked out all in the end.
Speaking on ICP, I don't know why, man, but for some reason I really want to ask you this question, and it might be due to the YouTube videos that you're releasing. What is your speculation for ICP's fourth Joker's card? I
think you can't ignore the Red Fred. It's way too out there. It's too much of a hint. I don't know what, but I think Red Fred is going to be some kind of a character that plays an important part in the next Joker's card. The whole Beware FFF that popped up in the Fuck My Dad music video, at the end there was the link for the website. But the Beware FFF, everybody's speculating that because the coloring was red and there's 3 Fs, they're thinking that is going to somehow be the name of the next Joker's card. I don't remember the name, but I remember doing a video and I had said something like the Furious, Ferocious Fred. And I was like, there's my guess, and Red Fred is one of them.
You know what, homie? I'm going to give my speculation. I think for some reason one of those Fs stands for fabulous. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just a descriptive word that they haven't really put into the Joker's cards as of yet that they like to use.
I was going to say, if you go with the styles that they use, great, amazing, mighty, marvelous, it fits in. I would agree. Fabulous.
Well, I guess we'll see who's right near the end of the year here, right? Or I guess on Hallowicked they're revealing that. Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah.
So we have King Gordy and Bizarre of the newly signed group, Last American Rock Stars, newly signed to Magic Ninja Entertainment. What are your opinions of them ninjas?
It's kind of like every new artist that comes out. I'll give them a shot. Right now, obviously, we know the situation's going on. I'm not following M&E as heavily as I used to. I would still give them a chance. I mean, I gave Gorilla Voltage a chance. I don't see why I wouldn't give them a chance. I've never been a big fan of King Gordy, but I've also never heard a lot of King Gordy. It's something I'll honestly give an honest listen. I just don't know much about him.
Okay, I hear you on that, homie. Now I gotta ask, what was your opinion of Gorilla Voltage? You said that you gave them a chance.
Love them. Love them.
Right.
That's the best advice I took was Kung Fu Vampire said, if you're picking a side in this beef than give Gorilla Voltage a chance for me. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And I did it. I fucking love them. I ended up picking up the Damn Dirty Ape CD, and I'm excited for their next release.
Right, yeah, I felt the same way, man. I played some of that for my girlfriend, and she's like, "You like that?" And I kind of gave her a look like, "Fuck yeah, I like that." Like,
oh god, I'm all the time. If I'm on my computer listening to it, I'll be over here dancing in my chair to Paint the Town Red. My girlfriend will look over and be like, "What? I love it."
All right, brother. So I want to thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me, DC Faygo Guy. Before we take off, is there anything that you want to let all the listeners know?
Like I said, I'm on third shift, so right now I know I haven't made any videos. So if there's any subscribers that are listening right now, the content is coming because on my weekends that I've got to stay up, that's going to push me to create content. So hopefully you'll get to see some shit real soon. To everybody that has been subscribed, thank you for all the love and support you've shown me over the years, even if you've only been a subscriber for a few weeks. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, DC Faygo Guy. Much love.
Hey, thanks for having me on, man. Have a good one.
This is the untold story of hip-hop.
It's a lot of people that you never hear in Detroit.
They've always tried to erase our legacy.
I'm here right now, but I'm really gone.
God gave you a gift. Your gift is for yourself is your gift to share.
Area code 313.
You are about to witness the very exciting story of a city and its people. It will be an adventure that will open new sights in familiar surroundings. That city is Detroit.
Across North America. They also held a rally in Washington, D.C., protesting their fans' classification as a gang by the FBI. Please welcome the members of the Insane Clown Posse, Jay and Shaggy 2 Dope. Welcome to the show. Our first question, Insane Clown Posse, what's all that about?
About 26, 27 years of making music in the underground, music that you don't normally hear on the radio or you don't see our videos on any video channels. We know that what we put out is a acquired taste or something. You know,
it's not for everybody.
Not for very few, actually. But.
Well, your other answer could be it was just a whole lot of insane clowns who hang out in a posse. Like, it really... your name really says what it is. It's on the tin.
Self-explanatory.
Now, what's happened is, for the people who are watching at home who don't know what's happened, the people who are fans of yours, the Juggalos, they have now been called a gang. So people who show up to your concert, if they're on probation or what have you, they can be arrested because it's gang affiliation. How did this come about?
They haven't just been called the gang. The government has put out a list officially identifying them as a gang.
Labeled as a gang officially.
By the FBI. You know, it's not just like some guys just like, hey, they're a gang. You know what I'm saying?
It's official.
Well, the FBI just are a couple of guys going, like, if I join up a gang of my favourite band, the One Directions, which the problem is because we are a very aggressive group because we don't go backwards. We only go in one direction. But why is it your band has been put... Like, why have you been picked on?
I think we're presumed to be easy targets, first of all. You know, I mean, obviously there's a lot of jokes that come with what we do. We get that. We get the humor in what we are to the outside people.
I'm not seeing it. What humor? What do you mean?
Well, you know.
Like, couldn't you lighten your image by just taking things out of your title? Like, you could become the reasonable clown posse, the mentally stable clown posse. Just take the word posse out, because that makes it sound like a gang. You could just be the clowns.
A lot of people refer to us as that, as a matter of fact.
If you got 6, 8 kids in some rural neighborhood hanging out at the park, barbecuing on the weekend, they're all wearing this T-shirt, and, you know, they're hanging out together, technically the police force in that little town can make the point that that's a gang. If they can do that, they get government funding to combat that gang.
Right. They all get new billy clubs, you know.
And, you know, there's juggalos in every little town, rural areas all across America.
Probably not in the Amish communities.
Absolutely. I mean, all walks of life.
Man, they got iPhones and all that. Those Amish boys.
They're all on Tinder. Oh, she looks like she can milk a cow. Because this has become a free speech issue now, that people who like your band not being given their free speech, and you actually went to Washington, you had a march, and you spoke. We have a quick clip, if we could play.
Taking away somebody's opinion is no different than sewing their butthole shut. Do you want to sew a man's butthole shut?
Because, okay, was that line deeper than I wanted? I'm speaking about assholes and I'm going deeper. But was that line deeper because there's the old saying that opinions are like assholes, everyone has one?
Absolutely.
And so you're sewing up someone's opinion.
Every person has an opinion, like they have a butthole. Take away their opinion, it's like taking their butthole away. I mean, you're taking away their opinion, you're taking away their identity. They're everything, you know what I mean? I mean, when is it... I mean, we understand...
You take away my butthole and I can't do shit. So what is the end result? What do you hope to achieve, and what have you achieved so far?
You know, I think things have gone well for us because, again, it's not about us, not about our music. It's not about the people that like our music. It's about flat-out discrimination, blatant discrimination. And we're very happy with the outcome of this, because a lot of people have taken our side in this, that it is straight up bullshit. I mean, you can't deny it. And it's not about us or our music. That's what you're talking about. It's about classifying what could be millions of people as a gang, which is as outrageous as it sounds. It's completely stupid. And we've been very happy with the media and the way things have gone, because we're used to being picked on. That's nothing new. We've been here 27 years.
Our whole career, you know, before that.
You both aged very well. Your skin looks great. Ladies and gentlemen, the Insane Clown Posse.
Welcome to the forest of northern Michigan. Off in a cabin in the back, a family's living in. The daddy's happy to be back. He's been in prison since Billy Jack came out his sack, but now the kid...
Welcome back to the Faygoluvers Podcast. Got Roscoe of Faygoluvers.net, and I am here with the one and only King Gordy. How the hell are you?
Oh, hell, Dark Lord Vader, man. I'm pretty good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, man. I want to thank you so much for coming on and doing this interview with us.
Oh, my pleasure, brother.
First question I want to ask, for all the Juggalos wondering, how did you all get signed to Magic Ninja Entertainment? How did that deal come about?
Well, originally, they had came to Bizarre, like Magic Ninja and Bizarre was going to do a reality show, like web series, and they had got together to do that. One day, Bizarre was at the dojo, Magic Ninja Entertainment, and he was like, yo, while I'm here, I might as well just cut a couple joints. So he had called me up there, like, yo, Gordy, I'm in the studio chilling and shit. Come up here and let's, vibe out, see what we come up with or whatever. I had called him up way foul mouth to come up there. There was some beats. We was, just fucking around. We cut like 5 songs that day. Bizarre had gave them to George. That's the CEO of Magic Ninja, and he heard the songs and just fucking went crazy. Right. And he called us in the next day like, I have to sign y'all. So
after that, what happened? They just busted some contracts and you guys signed them, or?
Right, yeah. We negotiated for a minute, and then we finally reached a decision where everybody was comfortable at, and then we signed the deal.
What happened to the Davidians? I know y'all changed the name to the Last American Rockstars. What was that about?
Bizarre came to me like, yo, Gordy, due to the fact that families lost lives there, Waco, Texas, we just felt like that's kind of inconsiderate to call ourselves that. Decided to change the name.
Well, where did Last American Rockstars come from?
I had came up with that concept for an album 12 years ago. I was going to come out like right after Van Dyke and Harper Music, one of my albums. I was going to name my album The Last American Rockstar LARS, but I never got around to doing it. When me and Izzy was talking about changing the names, I was like, well, shit. Well, let's call ourselves The Last American Rockstars. We're both rock stars. We're like the last of the guys that's really, especially from Detroit, I would say, that was doing like the crazy shock value shit. Besides Twiztid and everybody, but I'm saying from a hip hop standpoint, as far as where we came from, like the St. Andrews era and like that, I just feel like we're like one of the last ones that's really into the whole shock value things with the Last American Rock Stars.
And you know what? I was actually going to ask about the shock value of the music. A lot of people that hear you music for the first time are shocked. I guess there's that big shock factor to it. Do you guys plan on toning that down at all for this release, or are you guys coming just as hard as always?
That's the good part about this album. See, with this album, we didn't go any intention with their. When I work on my solo shit, I'll be like, okay, Gordy, what's this crazy shit you can say? But I didn't look at it like that. When this album, me and him went in there and said, let's make a creative, conceptual album that people can feel no matter who you are. The album is actually heavily conceptual.
Can you kind of give us some hints on what the concept of the album may be?
It's kind of hard to explain because it's not like one major theme. It just deals with just different type of aspects of things and different content, but nothing is like crazy. Before we drop the album, we're going to drop the mixtape called File World. And it's going to be produced all by my boy File Mouse. So we're going to drop that first on Devil's Night on the Twiztid Mixtape, which is the last show on Devil's Night in Detroit. We're going to drop that. It's like a 7-song mixtape, and then the album is going to come June 26th. That's called The Last American Rockstar.
Dope. June 26th, 2018 then.
January 26th, right after the Year of the Sword album, which comes out in December. After that comes out, then The Last American Rockstars will come. That's the next release from Magic Ninja Entertainment. They did that because we're all over the Year of the Sword album. They kind of like put that out to like prep them for us. Then they're going to drop our album right after that. So before you hear the album, you're going to get a mixtape. You're going to hear us on the Year of the Sword. Then we're going to drop LARS. So you're going to get a good dose of King Gordy and Bizarre this year.
So ninjas that aren't familiar might get a little taste of y'all. That's awesome. So that's a self-titled album then, Last American Rockstars?
Yeah, because our name is LARS, L-A-R-S.
Right.
Right, but the name of the album, yes, is basically self-titled. Yeah, you're right.
I hear you. How has it been working with them ninjas at Magic Ninja? You liking it?
Man, first of all, I love it, man. I've always been like fans as well as colleagues of Jamie and Paul. It was a very easy transition to go to because they were basically always feeling my music. They always thought I was dope. I think they just wanted to build their own personal empire before they brought me in. And they was like, yo, Gordy, we need an assassin. You know what I'm saying? We need, one of the best MCs that Detroit ever created. They came to me and was like, we feeling what you're doing.
Speaking on Jamie and Paul, did you get them on the release at all? Are they guest featured on any tracks?
They're on this song called Rock and Roll on the Last American Rockstars album.
Dope. Can you tell us about any other features?
We have Royce the 5'9", we have Tech 9, we have G-Moski. That's it.
Dope. Y'all got Tech on the album. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about plans to tour and promotion of that?
Probably do some things with Twiztid first, and then after when the album drops, we'll go out on our own separate tour.
All right, just kind of getting off the album for a little bit, getting into the mind of King Gordy. Who were some of your influences coming up in the game?
As far as hip-hop or what?
Just music in general.
Oh, well, music in general. I listen to a lot of things. I listen to Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, David Ruffin, Guns N' Roses, Marilyn Manson. I listen to, Najee, classical jazz. I listen to anything you can listen to. If it sounds good, I'm going to listen to it. Right. Like, it doesn't have to be a genre. It doesn't matter. It could be rock, it could be blues, it could be country. If the music sounds good, I will listen to it.
Any, like, bands or songs that you love that your homies kind of rag on you about then? Being, like, all over the place with the genres?
I mean, being from the hood, the hood, they don't really like listening to rock and roll. So when I listen to Nirvana and System of a Down, they're like, what the fuck is that? Because they don't listen to that type of music. I'm just being honest, but I like that shit. But, that's just my preference.
Right, no, I totally hear you, man. I love that shit, too, and I love hip-hop, so I hear you on that, man.
No doubt.
I gotta ask about the Lord Vader image. You a big Star Wars fan, or where did that persona originally come from?
It just was like a metaphor for just being dark as fuck. That was like my alter ego for like being like just this super dark, uncensored rapper. On this album, I put Lord Vader away. On this album, you're getting like pre-Entity King Gordy type shit. This is the King Gordy from back in the day that people loved so much.
Right. The old school King Gordy's coming back.
Yeah, you're getting King Gordy. Lord Vader has been put up a later date. Especially while I'm on Magic Ninja Entertainment, you're going to get a lot of just King Gordy.
Maybe jumping the gun a little bit with this question, but is there any plans in the future to do anything with Fat Killers?
Oh, definitely. I got a show coming up with them on September 22nd in Detroit. We always going to do things. They're my brothers. It's beyond rap. That's my family. Whenever they call me to do anything, I'm with it. Yeah, we're definitely going to come up with something. I told them I'm down with putting out a mixtape, too. Whatever they want to do, I'm with it.
What about, like, solo releases? Any plans for any future solo releases coming from King Gordy?
Anakin. That's what I actually was working on before the LARS album came about. I just dropped the Marijuana album. I hadn't really dropped anything for a couple years. The first thing I did was I hit on with the Anakin freestyle. It was just fucking insane. That was Lord Vader all day. And then the Marijuana and the Anakin freestyle was kind of like setting you up for the solo Anakin album. But, I was like 4 or 5 songs in before I could finish it. The whole LARS situation came about. I just put it on hold. He already came to me about a solo deal and things like that. So, it'll probably come out on Magic Ninja Entertainment soon.
I had somebody who specifically wanted me to ask you about King of Horrorcore 3. Is that at least in the back of your mind to release someday?
People keep coming to me about it. I mean, I'm trying to, all these King of Horrorcores and Jesus Christ the Mistresses and Lord Raiders, but now it's like it's started over. It's a reset. Now it's Anakin. Now I'm back to the beginning. I've done Lord Vader. Now I have to go back to the beginning. Now this is Anakin. Now it's the beginning. King of Horrorcore 3, I don't know if it's in my series because I'm beginning with Anakin, and then after that is the new G.G. Allen.
What were your first initial thoughts the first time you were exposed to Juggalos, or the first time you discovered the Juggalo world?
I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, I was always down with the whole ICP movement from back in the day. I remember when I bought the Carnival of Carnage. I've always been a fan of Insane Clown Posse and Twiztid and what they did and the movement that they've created with the whole Juggalo and Juggalette fan base. I love the fact they embraced me because I did the horrorcore music. They didn't have to. My face wasn't painted. I wasn't signed to Psychopathic, and yet a nice percentage of them did embrace me. Some didn't, but some did. But the ones that did, they really did embrace me hard. Hopefully, with being with Magic Ninja, I can open some more ears to Juggalos who probably wasn't receptive of me because I wasn't a part of a family label. Hopefully, by me signing with Magic Ninja Entertainment, they'll be more receptive to listening to my new stuff and saying, well, King Gordy, he isn't on that crazy shit. He isn't talking about fucking kids or no crazy dumb shit anymore. Maybe them hearing the new King Gordy, which is the old King Gordy, maybe they'll embrace it more.
I don't have to tell you, homie, just kind of being part of the Juggalo world, you guys sign into Magic Ninja, I guarantee you there's going to be a shitload of haters that are going to jump ship after this.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm here to create great music. If you don't want to listen to my music because who I'm affiliated with, then that's your choice. This is America. We all have a freedom of speech. The ones that do listen to it are going to get a priceless gift. That's all I can say. Because the album is a pure classic.
Well said, homie. Who, in your opinion, is just fucking killing it in the underground right now?
Besides, like, Tech Nine and shit?
You still consider him underground?
Well, I guess he has transcended. Yeah, I fuck with Gmo Ski a lot. I'm a fan. I'm behind him winning and getting out there and being one of the biggest underground artists ever. I hope Gmo Ski makes it, like, to a whole nother level.
And he's already accomplished a shit ton just from releasing the one album, so yeah, props to him for sure.
Yeah, so.
This is a question that I ask every episode of the podcast. If you were stranded on a deserted island and you had a Discman, but you only had 3 CDs with you, what 3 CDs do you got?
What CDs do I take with me?
Yeah, what CDs are you stranded with?
Only 3. Shit. Oh, that's savage. I guess I'm Ready to Die by Biggie.
Dope.
Shit. Of the Motown Greatest Hits.
Oh, dope.
2. The Slim Shady LP.
Oh, dope. You know what? That's actually kind of a popular answer on the podcast, believe it or not, the Slim Shady LP.
The Slim Shady LP.
Is there any final words or anything that you want to let all the fans know before we take off here?
I mean, just, follow my Instagram and my Twitter, Hail King Gordy, Hail King Gordy. Be on the lookout. Like I say, Last American Rock Stars, Foul World, coming Devil's Night, October 30th. Then the album comes entitled The Last American Rock Stars. And this is Magic Ninja Entertainment for Life.
Dope. And I'm sorry, one more time. What was that mixtape, Foul World?
Foul, Foul, because our boy Foulmouth, that's our producer. He produced all the beats. So it's called Foul World.
Dope. All right, thank you so much, Gordy, for coming on the show.
Brother, take it easy.
I am here with Bizarre. How the hell are you?
I'm good, man. I'm Gucci.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I want to thank you so much for jumping on and doing this interview with us.
All right.
First question I got, that new LARS shit, how is it recording that? How is it working in the studio with Gordy and the Magic Ninjas and shit?
Oh, it's dope, man. Me and Gordy been trying to put this together for like last 6 or 7 years. We finally got together and found the time and nailed it down and went there and knocked it out. That was crazy.
It's officially done at this point then?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. How does it work with the signing? Is it both you and Gordy signed as a pair?
Yeah, yep. LARS is signed to MME, which is Last American Rock Stars, which is me and Gordy.
It had y'all on the Davidian and shit before, right?
Yeah. We was abreast Davidians for like 5 years. We never did come out with no material. Once we came back to think about doing an album, we decided to change the name. I think we was kind of scaring people too much with the Davidian shit. We always feel like we're rock stars and we're different from a lot of these rappers, so decided to name the group the Last American Rock Stars.
And even though y'all are like a hip hop group, like a wicked shit hip hop group, that name fits y'all for some reason.
Right. Crazy guy.
How you liking it on Magic Ninja? I'm sure y'all get along with Twiztid just fine, right?
Oh yeah, everything's love, man. Everything's love, man. I have no complaints, man. We just been grinding, man, in the studio. Like most of the time we working on the album, most of the time they be on tour or out of town or some shit. So we get in there smoking their studio out. You know what I'm saying? Just vibing out, man. But shit, we did a couple shows. I've been knowing Twiztid since there was the House of Crazy, so way back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago. So.
Well, where did the idea to stream your studio sessions come from? Because that's actually a really dope idea. Nobody's doing that, really.
I mean, man, because, I live in Atlanta, Gordy lives in Detroit. Nobody really get a chance to see us together. Most of the time when we're together, we're in the studio. I was just like, fuck it, let's turn it live streaming, and just let everybody see what we're doing.
And Gordy was saying that the album, there's like a concept to it, but he was kind of having like a really difficult time explaining to me the concept of the album. Can you kind of maybe dive into that a little bit?
I really can't explain it either. It's just hardcore. It's more subject matters and different situations that we've been through as concepts. It's not just the typical Gordy and Bizarre record. These turned up records, it's not mosh pit records, it's emotional records, it's positive records. It's like, it's all mixed up in one. So I guess it could be like wrapped up into a big thing, but basically you'll get everything on the LARS album.
Who's producing that shit, or do you guys have like a mixture of producers on that?
Well, our mixtape that drops in October, a kid named Foulmouth from Detroit, he produced the whole mixtape. He's like a third member of LARS, like a DJ, his beats. Just crazy, so he did the whole.
So that Foul World?
Yeah, his name is Foulmouth, but Foul World's the name of the album. Not the name of the album. The name of the mixtape is called Foul World. We named the mixtape Foul World because if it wasn't for Foulmouth, the LARS wouldn't have been born. Because like Gordy called me one day and he was like, "Yo, there's this kid named Foulmouth. You got to come check out his beats." This kid, like, he lives in Southwest Detroit, like in this little bitty basement, just grimy, dirty, like, fucking paint's coming off the wall, ceilings leaking, all type of shit. Me and Gordy went down there and I heard this kid's beats, and like he actually gave LARS our sound. He gave us our sound.
Well, that's dope, man. And that Foul World's dropping on like Halloween Day or Devil's Night or some shit?
Yeah, Devil's Night, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Devil's Night.
So I want to ask you about the shock factor on the record. So To people that have never heard King Gordy or Bizarre before, there might be a little bit of a shock factor there for them. Is that something y'all kept with these releases, or y'all tone it down a little bit?
It's more rapid. You know, we're still saying a lot of hard shit, but we just don't want to get it to the point where we're just saying anything, and then people forget how dope a lyricist we are. You know, Gordy is like one of my top 5 lyricists. You know, we just kind of wanted to show people that we can really rap. But there's still some hard shit on there, trust me.
Right,
still some crazy shit on there, but it's something for everybody. It changes from song to song. You might hear one song and be like, damn, I didn't expect him to do some shit like that. The next song you might be like, wow, that shit was crazy.
So you expecting a lot of people to be like surprised by the album when they hear it for the first time then?
Oh yeah, definitely gonna be surprised. You know, everybody that hears it is like, wow, this is, we didn't expect this. Definitely by the beat selection and concepts and all kinds of shit. You're definitely gonna be surprised.
For that status on MNE, if Bizarre ever drops a solo album, is that going to be dropping on Magic Ninja now?
Me and Gordy's solo deals are completely independent. I'm not trying to enemy as a solo artist, either a scheme, but who knows what the future holds. But right now, man, we just grinding, trying to get it in, man. We're going to start our reality show pretty soon. Ready to hit this road, man.
Is there any plans for a Bizarre solo album in the future anytime?
Yeah, I got a mixtape I'll probably drop later on this year. You know, I'm just so busy working with LARS. I'm trying to fit in where I can put it in the middle of it at. Yeah, I'm dropping a mixtape this year. We call it the Pill God. That's already done too, so we working, man. I think Gordy's solo album, Anarchy's done too. We work really fast, man. You know, we probably do a song in like 30 minutes.
So you still doing your shit with D12 too, right? You guys just dropped a mixtape not that long ago.
Yeah. I just seen Marshall. Well, actually, me and Gordy both seen Marshall when we was in Detroit like a week and a half ago. So everybody cool with that. Everybody doing their thing. They're the brothers.
Any talks of like releasing anything in the future?
Probably after Marshall finished dropping his solo album, they probably revisit it.
Alright, homie. I just want to like pick the mind of Bizarre a little bit. Who were some of your influences coming up, like just musically?
Musically, Eric Sermon, Redman, Gangsta Whip.
What about like rock and roll influences?
Portishead, System of a Down.
Oh shit. Right. Gordy was able to bang that shit off like that.
Oh yeah, me and Gordy both.
Right. Bizarre, I want to ask you, the first time you were ever exposed to Juggalos, or the first time you ever saw Juggalos, what went through your mind?
Oh shit, they were trying to kill me. That was the first thing.
Right. You don't think that way anymore, I hope.
No, it's all good now, but shit, man, you know, it's scary. The first time I seen it was at the Gathering, so it was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It was weird, but you still gonna have some haters out there, but, you know, for the most part, it's love.
Oh yeah, there's always gonna be haters. Alright, who do you... Sorry, what's
I
that?
wish with the haters just step up and show their face, though. If you're gonna throw some shit, let me see who you are, so I can punch you in the fucking face. Oh, my bad. What'd you say?
No, I don't disagree with you, homie. In Bizarre's opinion, who is just fucking killing it in the underground right now?
I like Whitney Payton. I like her growth.
Hell yeah.
The growth of her, like, I remember when she was just, like, nobody. Like, she built a fan base, and her grind is crazy, so. Because I know even when D12 was talking about doing a tour, the booking agency mentioned her to open. I also would like her grind.
I ask this question every episode of the podcast. If you were stranded on a deserted island and you had a Discman, but you only had 3 CDs with you, what 3 CDs do you got?
There's 3 CDs. Frankie Beverly and Maze, Devin the Dude, and D12's Devil Right.
Oh, hell yeah. Who was that first one? Sorry. I heard Devin the Dude and D12.
Frankie Beverly and Maze, their group from the 70s. They came up with like the Gap Band. They made a lot of hits. I had them just to balance me out and keep me in a good mood.
Hi, homie. Is there anything that you want to let the fans know? Anything that you want to say before we take off?
Check us out, man. Devil's Night in Detroit. It'll be LARS' first performance in Detroit, Michigan. Mixtape dropping Devil's Night, Foul World, And to all my fans, I love y'all. And remember this, it's LARS, bitch. I got bars, bitch.
Dope. Thank you so much, homie.
Return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit me kid.
And he's a pirate, a buck
What
pirate.
kind of budget? What kind of budget does this video have? First of all, they got 12 running sheepdogs pulling a slave through the Arctic, and now they switch over into the Chile Sea.
On an airplane in a pirate ship.
Now they're in a plane going through the Hawaiian elation lopes.
Return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does,
What did it cost? What did it cost for Nickelback, Lamore, to send all of his boys into the French Ravine to shoot this video?
And a kangaroo. He
With
must be an
real
Oscar, too.
kangaroos, camels, and
So
koala bears.
he's in the Ugandan Alps. He's in Austria.
They're in Sydney now. They're in the sandusting dunes.
That's what I'm saying. I seen that kangaroo and I was like, they're in Austria. They gotta be.
Wait, how do you just what the? How do you make the suggestion that you want to be on a 1500 sailing ship going through
That'd be a
the
vessel.
English Channel with all your boys on the boat on location from the French Alps,
Now
and
they
have
have-
your record label say, "Sure, sounds like a decent video."
Right. And I want the rolling hills of You Stand Again in the background.
With Fred Sanford driving the truck.
Right, no doubt. Lamont driving shotgun.
This is the record label investing every penny they got to make sure that Nicklemore is not a one-hit wonder.
Yo, and shut up. If this flops, dog, this guy is done. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that,
No
he will be
more Nickelback.
assassinated by the record label.
Right.
Look at this, man. The budget. Where are they? Where, you don't recognize that mountain because it's nowhere near the United States.
That's Mount Utopia. What are you talking about?
Amazing, man. I'm truly impressed, man. My wig has been pushed back to the back of my head. I now have to turn around for you to see the top of my forehead. Wow.
The heist. All that for the heist.
That must be Nick Lamore's apartment right there.
Right, that Jetson Space Dome.
Go Mac Lamore, man. You won me over, man, with this high budget, internationally shot video with the shirtless black dudes. I'm sold, man. On everything but the music. Well, I say we all take a swift moment to give it up for Mick Lamore.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
That's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. I want to thank all of you ninjas for tuning in. I want to send a big thank you over to my homie King Gordy and my homie Bizarre. Like I said, it was a huge honor to interview both you ninjas. I very much appreciate that shit. Want to send a big thank you over to my homie DC Faygo Guy. Thank you very much for coming on and chatting with us and giving us your speculation on the 4th Joker's card, your views on the Juggalo March, all that good shit. Of course, we're going to have him back on in the future. Hit up youtube.com/user/DC Faygo Guy. That is his YouTube channel, or hit up the link in the show notes. Our homie Chad Carson has interviewed POD, Payable on Death. Very dope interview, very much recommended. Hit up the link in the show notes to check that out. On the next episode of the podcast, coming October 22nd, it's going to be our annual Halloween episode. It's actually only going to be our second Halloween episode we've ever had. We've only been on the air for a little over a year. We're going to have 1031 on the show. Tune in for that. 2 weeks from now, next episode of the podcast. Ninjas, if you like the show, if you think I deserve 5 stars or even 4 stars, hit up iTunes, leave me a review. I will read that shit on the podcast. Alright, homies, that's it. Until next time, this is your homie Roscoe reminding you to keep an open mind.
It's not cool.
Peace.
Yeah. I got a problem with sleeping. My wife's so hoarse, she got a problem with cheating. I'm a fucking drug addict. Stop for 2 weeks and then get right back at it. The perks and the oxys, the weed, a whole lot of broccoli. Sorry to all my fans. I do 2 songs, then leave in a van. This white kid been in line for 6 hours. Spit in his face and then yell black power. Fuck that. I need a meeting. Fuck that. Where the cops at? I need a beating. Weirdo. Yeah, I'm a 0. Richard Simmons, my new fucking hero. Psych, I'm lying.
These perkies got me flying.
A pocket full of dope got me acting right. I'm like 10 minutes away from the afterlife. I'm a loser for destruction with an appetite. Last American rock star, big savage life.
This is horror shit. Knock on your door and get your foreign bitch torn and ripped. Turn into a corpse and forced with 4-inch dicks. Where her oral is. Boy, is this some disturbing, sick, scurvy, sin-worthy, sin-30. Men hurry and get it in. Bury her body. We like to party. Lottie-dottie. The side of me got her hollering in lobbies. Well, obviously, me and Bizarre kind of an oddity. Psychologically, we are out of our fucking noggins. We are rock and roll legends. Losers as you expected, cause we reckless. Doing meth on the steps of the Texas sheriffs and blow smoke all in their face. Tell them to eat us like some breakfast. Get arrested and confess that I'm a weapon till they hate me and they spray me and they taste me in my chest. And now I'm following directions, but not really. Hawking spit right on this vest. And I'm a motherfucking rock star. Pass the coke, the brand new black Axl Rose, King Gordy.
A pocket full of dope got me acting right. I'm like 10 minutes away.
You gave us a release date and all that good shit, so it's
No
cool.
doubt.
It's cool with Magic Ninja to release the title and the release date and all that good shit.
Shit. Ask Jason if that's cool, because tell him I did reveal that and ask him is that cool, if not, edit it out.
All right. Yeah, I have enough sense. I've gotten shit before from doing similar stuff, so now I watch my ass when it
Right.
comes to shit.
Yeah, so just hit Jason back up and ask him is it cool.